Yo, welcome to Out of Pocket with RG3, hosted by your boy and the lovely, amazing 98-time All-American Grete Griffin. Ooh, yes, that was a mouthful. But listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you. We got to announce right here, right now, that we just signed a new 3-year podcast deal. Because of you guys, because of your support, because of your enjoyment of our show, we get to go out here and continue to have fun together. You know, one of the only husband-wife podcasts out there is that brings you the real all the time. And we appreciate you guys. So make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just like always, go ahead and take that clicker, move it over to the button and go click, 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 click. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends, 3, 5, maybe 1,000 of them. Bring them on over into the group and let's build a community here, all right? We have fun with you guys. This is the only way that we can make it happen. So go ahead and do that for us. We're going to get to the topics you want to talk about, that you want us to talk about. Go ahead and put in the comment section who you want us to talk to, what do you want us to talk about, and we'll make sure we deliver you the goods like always. What we got, baby?
Let's get to the opening drive. Each week we pick a topic to get the show rolling. And this week the topic is Cleveland Browns. So the Cleveland Browns have announced Joe Flacco as their starting QB, but we want to focus on a different QB battle. It's between two rookies, Shedeur Sanders and Dillion Gabriel. So Shedeur played great in his first preseason game, but not so great in his second. Dillion Gabriel was the opposite. Didn't play so good in his first preseason game, but played really good in his second preseason game. Yeah. Here's their stats for their preseason. Dillion Gabriel was 25 of 37 for 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Shedeur Sanders was 17 of 29 for 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. What do we think of the QB situation in the Browns?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cleveland Browns need to trade Shedeur Sanders or Dillion Gabriel. Right now, they have a toxic environment around their quarterback situation, and it's not a growth environment for either guy. So right now, you either need to allow Shedeur Sanders to be the guy that you're tabbing as your quarterback of the future, or you need to allow Dillion Gabriel to be the quarterback that you're tabbing as your quarterback of the future. Because having them together on the roster right now, after you traded up picks to go get Dillion Gabriel in the 3rd round, you drafted Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round after he slid from the 1st round, which many people, like myself, believe that he should have been a 1st-round quarterback because of the tape, not just because of the name. You've created an environment where there's so much fanfare around it that the most popular guy on your roster is the 4th-string quarterback on your team because you made it that way. You didn't allow him to go out and compete like you would a 3rd-round pick in Dillion Gabriel because you had a 3rd-round pick in Dillion Gabriel. So for their organization, I know there's a lot of people that believe that Dillion Gabriel is being set up for success. I don't think that either Shedeur Sanders or Dillion Gabriel are being set up for success right now based off the way things are going. This brings me to the point of the last preseason game. Dillion Gabriel played his butt off. Absolutely went out there, executed a 2-minute drill to perfection. But Shedeur Sanders was not afforded the same opportunity. Not only was Shedeur Sanders put out there with 3s, 4s, and 5s on the depth chart, on the offensive line, and at wide receiver, Shedeur Sanders was not allowed to run the 2-minute drill at the end of the game because they gave that opportunity to Snoop Huntley. Now, I was teammates with Snoop Huntley in Baltimore. Love the guy. Nothing bad against him. But no matter how well he ran that 2-minute drill or how well he didn't, it wasn't going to impact his availability and whether or not he was going to make the 53-man roster. So why wouldn't you give Shedeur Sanders that opportunity to go out there and have it juxtaposed against Dillion Gabriel running the 2-minute drill at the end of the half, allowing Shedeur to go out there and fight through whatever struggles you thought he was having with lesser guys around him to go run the 2-minute drill to win the game for your team. It wasn't just the wrong decision. It was a catastrophically terrible decision on behalf of Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns organization. Shedeur Sanders comes with a ton of fanfare. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
But it's earned. It's not just because of his dad's name and what his dad accomplished being a Hall of Famer, the greatest cornerback of all time. Shedeur has been in the limelight since he was a baby. He earned what he got at Jackson State. He went the hard way, going to the HBCU and building that program up. He went the hard way, going to Colorado and building that program up. And then his tape said, I'm a first-round pick on my own merit, not just because of my dad's name. And he wasn't afforded that. You can't cry over that spilt milk anymore. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. He was drafted in the 5th round. But now when he goes out and he performs in the first preseason game and throws 2 touchdown passes and earns the right to get more reps, why didn't he get more reps? Why was he still relegated at the bottom of the depth chart? You can say we weren't at the practices. We didn't get to see everything that was going on behind the scenes. But what I do know is that the eye in the sky don't lie. That eye in the sky is the camera. And when we got to watch underneath the bright lights, did Shedeur perform?
Oh, yeah.
So for the Browns to not allow this young man to actually compete is a detriment to him, but it's also a detriment to all of the quarterbacks on their roster. Joe Flacco is the starter. Joe Flacco is about 70 years old. I was teammates with Joe. I know when you watch Joe Flacco throw the ball, it makes you fall in love with football all over again. He was always going to be the starter for this team. Some feel that that's a mistake. But who they decide is going to be their heir apparent. Because we all know that Deshaun Watson at this point to the Cleveland Browns is an afterthought. They have to pick between Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. They wouldn't be having these conversations in this whirlwind of what's going on if they had just stuck with the pick that they wanted by trading up to draft Dillon Gabriel, who it is very clear is the favorite of the head coach. To me, what's going on in the organization right now is people are trying to prove whose guy is better. Somebody wanted Dillon Gabriel. Somebody wanted Shedeur Sanders. But they're hurting both of them. I happen to know all these guys in this quarterback competition. Joe Flacco was teammates with him. Dillon Gabriel had a blessing to meet him and know many coaches that have worked with him and know how special of a young man he is. Kenny Pickett, have a great relationship with Kenny Pickett. Shedeur Sanders, have a great mentor relationship with Shedeur Sanders. So I've got all the dogs in the fight. I'm pulling for each of them to get their best opportunity. And right now, it's not in Cleveland. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. It's like a chaotic environment in Cleveland, and they got to figure it out sooner or later.
You know, even Eric Dickerson came out and said that NFL teams, allegedly that NFL teams were telling each other not to draft Shedeur Sanders because they were going to teach him a lesson. Now, that would be collusion, and that would be illegal. But when you look at Shedeur and his ability to lead, we talked about it. At Jackson State, he led them to a 23-3 record. At Colorado, he went 9-4 last season at Colorado when they had only won 1 game 2 years prior to that. So we know that he can lead. But in order to lead a team and an organization, the opportunity has to be created by the front office for you to lead. Yeah. Right now, I don't believe that the Cleveland Browns are providing an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel to lead in this organization because they're splitting the locker room. Teammates, opponents, they know how special Shedeur Sanders is. And yes, he comes with a massive limelight. So you either buy into that and you understand we can develop this player. Mm-hmm. He has the attributes and the skills to make it in this league. We're going to develop this player. Or you say, we're not going to do it. We're going to send him somewhere where they are fully dedicated to developing him as their franchise quarterback or could be franchise quarterback. And make no mistakes about it. Yes, Shedeur Sanders was a 5th-round pick, but he ain't never been a 5th-round talent. That's why in his mind, he is saying, I can change a franchise if you give me the opportunity to. Right now, Cleveland is not doing that. I looked at the snap count chart. We'll throw that up for you guys on the screen. And people were saying, oh, he was playing with the same guys that Dillon Gabriel was. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was not. He was playing with the 3, 4s, and 5s offensive line. How many sacks did Shedeur have in the game?
More than 5.
No, he had 5.
He had 5?
He had 5 sacks in the game, playing behind the 3, 4, and 5 offensive line. 2 of those sacks, he held the ball too long. The other ones, he never had a chance. Wide receivers, did he play with the same wide receivers that Dillon Gabriel did?
No.
No, he didn't. When Shedeur Sanders was put out there with the proper talent around him, he excelled. 2 touchdowns. Shined on the big stage. I know it was a preseason, but it was the most watched preseason game in over a decade. Shined. But when they put him out there with talent of guys that are not going to be on NFL rosters, that was the result. So when people say, hey, they're setting him up for failure, this is what they're talking about. I believe the Browns have good intentions for all the quarterbacks in their room. I don't believe that their execution of making it look like they had the best interest of everybody in the room was there. How can you get a proper assessment of Shedeur Sanders if you don't allow him to play with the same players that Dillon Gabriel played with?
Or even give him the same opportunity of like running the 2-minute drill at the end of the game.
Which is just, again, doesn't make sense. You set yourself up for that. So I say that in closing that I believe the Browns need to trade either Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. Because right now, it's not about it not being fair for either guy. It's not a growth or leadership environment for either guy. And that makes it a bad, toxic situation around their quarterback conversation in the media.
Preach, baby. All right, let's get to the deep route, brought to you by RG3 Foundation, where we go deep in the biggest stories in sports.
Deep.
Real deep.
Deep, baby, yeah.
Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons are in a contract negotiation standoff. Jerry Jones believes that he and Micah had an agreed-upon contract in the offseason. Micah told him they didn't, publicly and privately, and then he went on X and told him that he would not do a deal without his agent, David Mulugeta. In the last preseason game, Micah was seen actually laying on a table on the sideline, which has led many to believe that he is completely checked out. What do you think about this entire Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones situation?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the Dallas Cowboys are allowing pettiness to get in the way of winning championships. I think no one would question the fact that Micah Parsons is not one of the best defensive players in the league. Let's just go by the numbers. Micah has had 13 and a half, 14, and 12 sacks in his first 4 years in the league. Okay, he's a 3-time All-Pro, and he's the leader of your defense. Why aren't you just paying this man to avoid not just this drama, but also avoid the void that is creating inside of your locker room? This is a firm belief of mine that if you believe a player is a foundational player of your organization, pay them early. I've seen the Philadelphia Eagles do this time and time again. They brought in A.J. Brown, paid him. Devontae Smith had a great couple of years, paid him. You know, Jalen Hurts leads them to a Super Bowl, paid him. They understand that paying the player early not only saves you money, but it also saves you the ripple effect of the negativity inside your locker room. Jerry Jones can do whatever he wants. There's a couple things that he said recently that really, I don't want to say resonated with me, but really opened my eyes to what this whole situation has become. He was talking to Stephen A. Smith, and he said there's 2 people that have to really come to an agreement on this deal. There's 2 people that have to be comfortable with it. And one of them wasn't David Mulugeta. It was him and Micah Parsons. Because at the end of the day, whose money is being spent?
The Cowboys.
But who's the Cowboys?
Jerry Jones.
It's Jerry Jones's money that is being spent on Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has to agree to the deal. Micah doesn't want to agree to the deal without the involvement of his agent, David Mulugeta. Now, there's all types of NFLPA guidelines that are being crossed and burned and violated here by owner negotiating directly with a player, but that's what Jerry Jones does all the time. Doesn't mean that it's right, but if they're not going to crack down on him, why would he ever stop? But I want to take a moment to applaud Micah, because although there was the clip of him laying on the sideline, appearing as if he was checked out, the reporter who took that picture and then put it out there came back and said, this was only a brief moment in the game. Micah was very engaged with his teammates the entire game. And it goes to show you how far something can go so quickly if it is not checked immediately. But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't change anything that you said. People still believe he was completely checked out of the game. But what Micah has done is he showed up to training camp. He didn't hold out, he held in. He demanded a trade, but sticked around to continue to support his teammates. When Trayvon Diggs was going through his own little situation with the Dallas Cowboys, he stood right there 10 toes down with them. And in a weird way, this whole Jerry Jones, Micah Parsons situation has brought the locker room closer as far as the players go. They have Micah's back. Dak wants Micah to get paid. CeeDee Lamb wants Micah to get paid. He came out and not only showed his support in the locker room and with the media in interviews, but also on X, having a viral tweet go out there saying that, hey, this is some BS, man. We can't allow our best defensive player to be getting treated this way. So I know one thing is for sure. All of the rest of the fan bases in the NFC East and really in the NFC in general want Jerry Jones to continue to do what he's doing with Micah Parsons, because they know when that young man gets on the field, he is a menace. He is difficult to deal with. He is a playmaker. Jerry Jones does have to be comfortable with what Micah gets paid, but you cannot allow pride and pettiness to get in the way of building a championship roster. Make the decision. Is Micah a part of your future or is he not? If he's not, trade him. Saying that you can keep him for the next 3 years because he's under contract and you can franchise him twice may be factually true. And it may be a big reason that the players in the NFLPA need to get rid of the franchise tag. But it doesn't mean it's right. Yep. If you don't want the guy for the long term and for your long-term future as a team, trade him. If you do want him, pay him. And other GMs and owners out there, pay him early. Players will appreciate you more, play harder for you, and be more dedicated to you if you pay them what they have earned. It puts a negative spin and a negative outlook when you're, as an owner, not willing to pay your best players. Then who are you going to pay? Micah Parsons has earned his bread. Let him eat.
Period, King. I had to pull that one out of TikTok.
Period, King. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's good. That is good.
Okay, moving on,
I hope
people.
y'all are having as much fun as we are, man. That is funny. All right, here we go.
Okay, let's get to this week's feel-good story. It is about Tyson Bagent and how he went from an undrafted rookie 2 years ago to just signing a 2-year, $10 million extension with the Chicago Bears. And then went and threw 3 touchdowns, including a game winner, leading the Bears to an 18-point comeback in the last preseason game last Friday. This was him after signing his extension with the Bears. What do you think of this beautiful story that you got to cover 2 years ago?
Yeah, no, listen, Tyson Bagent, congrats, man. Had an opportunity to go down and do a special for him with ESPN when I was with ESPN. SportsCenter featured before his draft, and I got to meet his mom, his dad, obviously get a deeper look into who he is as a young man, and to watch him and his evolution after not being recruited by the big schools. West Virginia kind of flirted with him but didn't offer him a scholarship, and he goes to Shepherd, and he becomes the D2 Heisman Trophy winner and goes out and breaks all these records. To see his evolution and to see how he has developed as a player is truly something that's meant a lot to me, because you don't get an opportunity to really meet these guys and learn about their true story. So to see him crying after a 2-year, $10 million extension as a backup quarterback, knowing that his dad didn't have running water until he was in high school, and he can help out his family in a way that maybe they never thought was possible because of his lack of recruiting. That to me, it moves the needle for me. That's a feel-good story. Yeah, he's played well. I know it's just the preseason, but to go throw for 511 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 pick in the preseason, when you have a quarterback in front of you like Caleb Williams, and you know, like, your job is to be the best teammate you can be to him, but also show the rest of the league that you can be a starting quarterback. I think Tyson Bagent has shown every step of the way that he's better than people think he is. I think he showed them that in college. I think going undrafted and making a roster and then being a $5 million a year backup quarterback has showed people that he is a value and an asset, and he's going to continue to show that he can be a starter in this league. I don't believe that Tyson Bagent will be the starter for the Chicago Bears because I believe Caleb Williams will be the long-term future there. But I do believe at some point Tyson Bagent will get his shot. He will get his opportunity, and I know he will make the most of it. It's what he's done his entire life. There's a bug in the room. It's what he's done his entire life. And all Chicago fans should be happy that they have Tyson Bagent as a backup quarterback right now.
Let's get to our hometown highlights, where you guys get to know some stuff about what we do and have done and that we have coming up.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hometown highlights. So, baby, what do we do this summer?
What did we do this summer?
What didn't we do this summer?
Thank you. That's a better question. What didn't we do this summer? First of all, if you don't know, I am from Estonia. Yep. I grew up there. I was born there. I lived 19 years there until I came to college in America. So this summer we went back to Estonia as we do every summer. And I had the absolute honor of being iShow Speed's tour guide in Estonia because he was going on a little European tour of different countries.
Yep.
And one of his stops ended up being Estonia. And Visit Estonia offered me to be his guide, which ended up being absolutely awesome. Estonian people showed up for him in such a big way. Clearly, it was an awesome opportunity for me to host him in front of his 40 million YouTube subscribers.
Yep.
So we had such a fun day. He was on a 10-hour non-stop streaming Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and was actually streaming on an airplane via whatever Elon Musk offers you in
Starlink.
there. Starlink, there you go. Which I think no other streamer has done before. Correct?
I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
I'm pretty sure it is, but
I don't know, but I got to interrupt you here. Listen, guys, she's being super humble. Okay, because it was an absolute honor for Speed to have her as his host in Estonia. Let's just call a spade a spade. Love Speed. He's done a phenomenal job with his platform, but for her to be able to be the one in Estonia, to take him around everywhere, I thought was really cool. And I was in the chat. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was in the chat spamming, and there was a lot of great moments. Obviously, I know how beautiful my wife is, you know, inside and out. I know a lot of people only get to see the outer beauty, but the things this woman does for her community, for my community, for our community is just incredible. So I thought that was really sweet and a great opportunity that I felt like I needed to support her fully by being in the chat and everybody, you know, just, hey, talk to the blonde more. Hey, talk to the blonde a little bit more. And it was a great experience for me as well. I've never been in the chat before, but for you, baby, I'll be in the chat all day. And
the day actually ended with Robert racing Speed.
Why we had to bring that up, man?
Well, we had to bring that up.
She had to bring up the race. Let's put it this way.
The race was nothing to cry about.
It wasn't. Listen, after about 5 steps, I knew that I was beyond. I was Unk status, okay? I'm 35. I think Unk status is 40, but when it comes to racing in those capacities, I was Unk status for dang sure. But it was a fun experience. I told Speed I'll race him again in 2 months. And I'm gonna stay true to that in some capacity. Speed, I'll be ready. Maybe in 2 months. I'll be ready for you whenever the time comes to have that race again. I think it'll be a good event. I think you will be surprised when I whip that ass.
Oh.
But let's move forward. What else did we do this summer?
Well, after Estonia, we ended up going to Italy. We went to Lake Como to actually watch some soccer, or as in Europe we call it football. And we went to the Como Cup, which Robert was brought out as like an NFL type of guest to be like a bridge between NFL and soccer. And, you know, NFL is trying to become a global sport. So this was one of those events, which we had an absolute ball. We had never been to Lake Como, our first time. It was so beautiful. And I don't know, what did you think of the experience?
No, I thought Lake Como was great. It was, awesome opportunity to listen to the views on Lake Como. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't describe to you how beautiful a place it is. Beautiful scenery in the background. It's one of those places where you say it looks like it's just a wallpaper. Yeah. But for us to experience that, we love soccer. You know, I know across the world it's called football, but we love football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. We love it. It's enjoyable. Me and my wife have been following it for a very long time. So to get over there and experience the Como Cup and experience the beauty of the game is something that we'll always cherish, and we'll continue to expand into the soccer and the football scene. So I thought that was great. You love the way I say football?
I love it, baby.
I say football, yes. It's like I'm an American and I'm a football. Yes, I am Spanish conquistador. All right. We also went on a Disney cruise.
Yes.
Which, for all the parents out there, you understand just how great of a sacrifice it is for you to go on a Disney cruise, because it's so fun, right, baby?
I thought we had a blast.
I thought we had a blast too.
This was our second Disney cruise.
Yes.
We went on our first one 7 years ago.
Yep.
Which our Gloria does not remember anything, because we clearly made the mistake of taking her too early and she don't even know that she went.
Yep.
So this was in her mind going for the first time. But we went on a different ship now. It was a newer ship, and I thought it was just as awesome. I love Disney. We went to all these shows that they do. We put together, and like the dancers and the singers and the shows, and all of it was grand and spectacular.
Yeah, Disney cruises, I might not be with the company anymore, but the Disney cruises are great. Our daughters love it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. If we got to go see Ariel, Princess Tiana, Elsa, and Anna 75 times on the boat, I'm going 75 times on the boat. Why? Because it makes my little girls happy. Okay?
And they had like 75 free ice creams a day, free food, free ice cream. I would say free drinks for the parents, but that's not true.
What beats free ice cream? Okay?
Nothing.
So at the end of the day, our daughters were happy, so we were happy.
Yes.
And then we also went to London, which went to the Black Pig in London. Phenomenal. Had the, the roasted pork sandwich?
Roasted pork with aged cheddar cheese. Actually, I think it was aged Parmesan.
Aged Parmesan.
It was phenomenal. If you haven't heard of it, it's at the Borough Market, and it was truly just worth the line, worth the wait, and I truly...
Guys, it was finger licking good. It was phenomenal. And then we topped it off after we went and saw Westminster, and we saw the Royal Guard, the changing of the Royal Guard. We saw Big Ben, took some pictures there. Really being tourists in London. This is our first trip to London, right?
Yes.
So, just in general, either of us, first time we ever been to London.
the London Eye.
I went to the London Eye, got to go on that slow, what would you call it? It's not a merry-go-round, but it's a... I don't know what it's called.
London Eye.
It's the London Eye. So we had fun there. Topped it off with a Coldplay concert, which I enjoyed. I thought visually is one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
Yes.
No one got caught cheating on their spouse. And the way that they approached the concert of like believing in love and look, we're all these different types of people all together enjoying music. It was very touching and centering, you know, very centering going into this new fall of life. I sound like a preacher right now, but
it's true. We walked out the concert and I literally looked at Robert and I'm like, Coldplay makes you want to be a better person. How they preach people just loving each other, no matter your color, no matter your religion, no matter your sexuality, no matter what you do. You're not here hurting other people. You are at this Wembley Stadium sitting with 70,000 people who all look different, act different, think different, and you're happy. You're enjoying the music. Like, this is how life should be. This is how you should go about every day instead of, what it is now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, well, we all think differently. Listen, we had some opinions probably at the beginning of this podcast that people don't agree with. Yep. But it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person or that we're a terrible person. It just means we have a differing opinion on certain things. And we just so happen to feel, the need to express those things. And it doesn't mean that we all can't love each other in our own ways. Exactly. The world is very divided right now, but that doesn't mean that we have to succumb to that.
Yeah.
So listen, we've all had moments where we felt like we are being divisive or dividing. And it's your job to learn from those moments. It's your job to pull yourself out of those moments and pull yourself out of those situations and understand, like, this isn't great for my mental health or anybody else's mental health or adding or subtracting. You want to be additive to people's lives, not subtractive to their lives. So you learn from those experiences. And I think that Coldplay concert, going to that and listening to those songs, listening to that music, allowing that to try to kind of penetrate your soul was something that it's hard to say, but I feel like we needed it.
Yes.
You know, we needed that. And it leads us to our next big announcement. Okay, people.
Now that we are back from London, what's coming up for us, baby? Tell them all the exciting things that we're about to do.
Hold on one second. Let me tell y'all what's really crack-a-lacking, okay? My wife is an absolute rock star. And for her first time ever, she will be walking in New York Fashion Week. Cheetah walking. That's a lion walking. Listen, man. I gotta give it a applause. Okay. Let's go to the. Listen. She's absolutely rock star. I'm so excited for her. What date is it, baby?
September 11th.
September 11th. She'll be walking in New York Fashion Week. Tell them about the brand.
It's an Estonian brand, so super near and dear to my heart, from where I grew up, where I'm from, what I call home. So I got the opportunity middle of the summer this year. Yes, something like that, middle of the summer. And honestly, it means more to me than it probably would to walk for any other fashion brand in the world. So it's called Haru. And I am so excited to get together with them in New York and walk for them and hopefully have a long-term, long-lasting partnership with them. I am honestly just super excited.
You know what?
This has not been a dream of mine of any sort, but honestly, when it was brought to me, it almost seemed like a dream I never realized that I had.
Yeah.
So this has been a really exciting time, and I'm super excited. So hopefully,
Very exciting time. You guys got to make sure you support her. We're going to have a camera crew following her around to everything that she does in New York Fashion
Week. And by camera crew, Robert means that's going to be him following me around.
I'm not going to lie. It might be me. I'm super excited too. But we're so excited, she's going to get up and do another walk right now. Go ahead, get up and do another walk. Okay. That's right, baby. We celebrate ours. It's the little big victories in life, and this is a big victory. So let's give it up one more time for Grete Griffin.
Thank you. All right, guys, before we let you guys go and before we go, we want to end the show with something called couple goals. Every week, we are going to try some sort of an online challenge. We promise you, we have not tried it before. We have not done it before. This will be our first time doing it. So honestly, if you're watching it with somebody in the room, try it out with us.
Here we go.
For that, we're going to have to move some couches.
Let's move some furniture, baby. All right, moving furniture. This isn't the moving furniture they thought. Here we go. All right, talk to me. What we got?
All right. I can show you better than I can tell you.
What we got here? What is our furniture moving couples goal moment for the show? Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, so.
No, you're not. All right, so I'm here. Right.
Oh my God. Okay.
I gotta hold you pretty good here. Right, so now you come back, and then you put your feet there.
Hold on,
you said my hands are slippery.
Why are your hands so slippery?
I guess I'm nervous. Here we go.
All right.
You gotta trust it. Mm-hmm. You gotta trust it. Ready?
Yes.
And go. Oh! Why would you do that?
That went all the way in the wrong place.
Not the McNuggets. Oh.
My bad. Hold on, I gotta get to your thighs.
You gotta get them big old whompers on my thighs. Oh!
Gosh, I'm supposed to get off.
You got.
Hold on, let's see.
You got this. Ready? And go.
Oh my God!
Stand up! Stand up! butt up. Bring your butt up. Come on. Get those feet. Come on. Stand.
Guys, this is as good as it's gonna get.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes our couples goals segment, which was an entire workout, if you can't tell by my face.
And my hair.
There were two stallions in there, okay? That was like two great American stallion horses trying to dance together. That was fun. I enjoyed it. And we thank you guys for tuning in to Out of Pocket with RG3, hosted by your boy and the lovely not American, but she is American. She's an Estonian American, but she is an American citizen, Grete Griffin. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to our podcast. We will see you guys next week for a full podcast, and be on the lookout on our YouTube page for us reacting to moments that happen throughout the week, because we don't want to leave you guys hanging. We know there's a lot going on in the world, and we'll do anything to make sure that you guys know what's going on and what our opinion is of it. We love you. We'll see you soon. Peace out.